Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we're going to talk about the 12 signs of drug addiction. Do you need help? If you have 2, 3, or even 4 of these signs, you might be in desperate need for help. But first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. You can reach him at 844-414-8444. That's 844-414-8444. That's Dr. Luis Gonzalez at www.startingpointmn.com. He can take you from your addiction to your recovery, hand by hand, step by step. He will never ever talk about your past, nor will I. We as addiction recovery coaches concentrate on today, 24 hours at a time, and deal with tomorrow as it comes. We will never ever, like I said, talk about your past because it's not good to bring up your past, because I'm sure, like you and me, our past isn't the greatest, and we don't want anything to kind of trigger us off into having a stressor, possibly having a relapse. So go call Dr. Luis Gonzalez at 844-414-8444 and let him help you take your life back. Also, if you want to become an addiction recovery coach, you can reach out to him at 844-414-8444. Dr. Luis Gonzalez can turn you, that's right, you, into an addiction recovery coach. If you have passion, professionalism, and a personality, and you have some sort of addiction background, whether it's dealing with your own or maybe helping a loved one or a family member, call him at 844-414-8444. That's Dr. Luis Gonzalez at StartingPointMN.com. Global Eyeglasses, they are focused on saving you money. They have frames, listen to this now, they have frames as low as $6 and they go up to about $69. Now here's the important thing, because many of you have contacted me in the last maybe month or so since I started, or maybe 2 months since I started doing these commercials, and said, what is included? Well, I am telling you what is included. You get a cloth, you get a case, you get single vision, non-coated, clear plastic, regular RX lenses. That is included in that price, anywhere from $6 to $69. Here's what's available. You have progressives, you have line bifocals, you have high index lenses, you have photochromatics, you have transitions, you have polarized. We can make them as thin as the market allows us, up to 1.74. Like I said, for the last 2 months, many folks have contacted me via text or email, and I have personally assisted you folks with making your purchase from globalayeglasses.com, because I am a board certified optician with over 30 years, and not only am I an addiction recovery coach, but I also help globalayeglasses.com. So you can call me at 844-405-HELP, text me at 631-599-0218. Get in touch with me and I will help you with your globalayeglasses.com order, and they are focused on saving you money. Folks, go to my website, www.takeyourlifebacktoday show. That website is about this show. That's right, this show. Anything that you see here that we do, the videos that we do, most of them, most recently, are on my website there. Now, if you want information on addiction and recovery, you can go to my other website, www.clearviews.info. That's www.clearviews.info. That's the 411 for addiction and recovery. It has articles, it has plenty of videos on there. It has the hundreds of emails and texts that I get from people all over the world letting me know how we're doing with the show, with the websites, letting me know how they are doing with their recovery or how they're doing with their addiction. They reach out to me there. Now, if you want me to become your addiction recovery coach, because the United States is big enough for Dr. Luis Gonzalez to do it and I to do it, you can go to www.clearreform.com. The reform is for you to transform into somebody new, somebody that used to be addicted to somebody that's learned to recover and live with it. 12 signs of drug addiction. Do you need help? Answer 3 to 4 of these, and I think you might. If you have changes in your appearance, sudden weight loss, sudden weight gain, bloodshot eyes, dilated pupils, if changes in your appearance have suddenly come about, that is a sign of drug addiction. If you have loss of appetite, lack of interest to eat, maybe you just want to eat junk food, you don't want to have a good solid breakfast, a good solid lunch, or a good solid dinner. You'd rather just have chips, Twinkies, Yodels. I mean, we all love all that stuff. But if you have a loss of appetite, that is a sure sign of drug addiction. If you are lacking in your personal hygiene, drug addicts often cease personal grooming. They don't wash themselves, they don't wash their clothes, they don't comb their hair, they don't brush their teeth, they don't do a lot of things when it comes to hygiene. They don't clip their nails. That is a sure sign of drug addiction. So far we have covered 3. We have covered change in appearance, we have covered loss of appetite, and we have covered lack of hygiene. So now, my question is out of those 3, how many have you already answered yes to? Let's go to number 4. Memory loss. Don't remember last week. You don't remember even last night. You don't even remember how you got home. That is a sure sign of drug addiction. Number 5 is loss of interest in social activities. Lack of motivation for school, for hobbies, for exercise. That is a sure sign of drug addiction. Number 6, financial request. For example, sudden need for money, borrowing money, stealing items to pawn. That is a sure sign of drug addiction, because if you suddenly need that money, no matter what you'll do to get it, that is a sure sign of drug addiction. Secretive behavior is number 7. Secretive behavior, sneakiness, making excuses for everything. Don't want to tell people where you're heading, or where you're going, or where you've been. That is a sure sign of drug addiction. Number 8, changing social circles. The friends, folks, that you've had year after year, the good friends that you've had, now suddenly you've weaned yourself away from those friends and have now surrounded you with a whole new clientele, a whole new group of friends. Here's the pattern. Those friends that you hang around with are all either in bars all the time, smoking pot all the time. So now you have a change in social circles. That is a sure sign of drug addiction. Number 9, change in personality. Unexplained changes in attitude, in mood, sudden anger. That is a sure sign of drug addiction. Number 10, your highs and your lows. Periods of extreme hyperactivity followed by periods of fatigue. That is a sure sign of drug addiction. Number 11, new health concerns such as headaches, seizures, or tremors, nosebleeds. That is a sure sign of drug addiction. And last but not least, on my 12, which we're going to go over again, so don't be concerned if you didn't get a chance to write these down. Number 12 is paranoia, a sudden fear of distrust of other people and what they do. Never had those before. Suddenly you start counter-guessing every move that other people make. Are they out to get you? It's a conspiracy as we know it. That is number 12. Folks, how many of these did you say you have yourself? If you have 3 to 4 or more, you might want to start talking to a professional about what you're doing. Is it alcoholism that's causing 3 or 4 of these? Is it drugs? Maybe both combined. That is surely a reason to start looking into some professional help. Remember, folks, a sober today, I guarantee you, makes for a better tomorrow. And if you start thinking positive, positive things will happen. And when positive things will happen, positive results show up. And remember this, that big changes always happen with small steps. Always. So let's do a recap. 12 signs of drug addiction. Do you need help? Do you have 3 to 4 of these 12? Number 1 on my list is changes in appearance. Sudden weight gain, sudden weight loss, bloodshot eyes, dilated eyes. Those are signs that you have changes in the appearance, and they're signs of some sort of drug addiction or something else going on. It could be alcoholism. Number 2 on my list, Loss of appetite. Yeah, okay, so you have the munchies for chips, yodels, Twinkies, whatever. But what about those full course meals like breakfast, lunch, dinner? Those three are so important, especially that breakfast in the morning. So if you have a loss of appetite, you lack the interest to eat, that is a sure sign of drug addiction. Lack of personal hygiene is number 3. Drug addicts often cease personal hygiene, washing themselves, washing their clothes, clipping their nails, combing their hair, brushing their teeth. Those are sure signs of drug addiction. So for number 3, lack of personal hygiene is a sure sign. Number 4, memory loss. What did you do last week? What did you do yesterday? What did you do last night and how did you get home? Do you remember who you spoke to? Those are sure signs of memory loss, and that is a sure sign of drug addiction. Number 5, financial requests. For example, sudden need for money. You're borrowing from different people. You're stealing, whether it's money or items to pawn. Those are signs of drug addiction. Number 7 is secretive behavior, sneakiness, making excuses. You don't want to tell people where you were yesterday. You don't want to tell people where you're going right now and where you'll be next week because you feel nobody's business and you want to sneak around it. Folks, I am telling you, if you think you are sneaky, which I thought I was as an alcoholic, the people most closest to you know the game you're playing. They know what you're doing. So for an example, like I had a friend who had a relative that said, I'm just going out for coffee, or I'm going out for this. That friend knew exactly what this person was doing, and that was to probably get drunk or high. So number 7, secretive behavior is only secretive because you think it is. It's not because your loved ones don't suspect things. Number 8, changing social circles. All the friends you've had for year after year, now you decided to pick up some new friends because these friends are drinkers, these friends do drugs. Wow, that's cool, right? No. Now you made new social circles and you have abandoned your good friends. Those friends that have been with you since day one. Number 9, change in personality. Unexplained changes in attitude, mood swings, anger issues. Folks, if you have those, that is a sure sign of drug addiction. Number 10, highs and lows. 1 minute you're full of extreme hyperactivity. The next minute you're tired. You just want to lay down. You're exhausted from doing nothing. Number 11, new health concerns such as headaches, seizures, tremors, nosebleeds. Those are sure signs of drug addiction. And number 12, paranoia. It's a conspiracy as we know it. Everybody's out to get you. You start thinking like that, that is a sure sign of drug addiction. So out of these 12, folks, how many did you write down? How many did you write down of changes in appearance, loss of appetite, lack of personal hygiene, memory loss, loss of interest in social activities, financial requests, secretive behavior, change in social circles, change in personality, highs and lows, new health concerns, and paranoia? How many did you write that you have? And even if you suspect you have it, that is checked off as you have it. Did you check off 1? Okay. Sometimes things do happen where we're a little laxy-daisies, like maybe your hygiene or whatever. Did you check 3 or 4? Folks, it is time for you to take a self-inventory. If you checked off 3 or 4 more, take a self-inventory and figure out what's going on. What is going on in your life? Are you drinking too much? Are you doing drugs? Are you smoking marijuana? Are you doing crack cocaine, meth? If you're doing any of those excessively, and I hope you're not doing them at all, but excessively, for alcohol, 2 to 3 drinks a day for a man, 1 to 2 for a woman. Anything beyond that is excessively. If you're smoking joints every day, if you're doing crack every day, if you're doing meth every day, that is considered a drug problem. Substance abuse is what that's called. if you have those issues and you're taking that self-inventory, wouldn't it be nice to start a new day, a new week this week, with a new you? Let me help take your life back, but it has to be done by first and foremost for you to realize you have a problem. You have to know that you have a problem and that you want to change. You have to know that no matter what, it is only up the ladder. It's only upwards, because you have hit rock bottom. You are at the lowest point in your life. You're at the pit. Move up. Admit you have a problem. And then, from that point on, you need to reach for your higher power, because you need a 4-letter word called hope. You need something to hope for. So you admit you have a problem, you reach for your higher power, and now comes an action plan. An action plan is something that we pre-plan to take care of a certain situation or to conquer a project. The action plan for drug and alcohol abuse is some sort of support group. You have gotten to a point maybe where it's so severe that you might need 24/7 treatment or rehab. That's what you need to do. And if you go to my website, www.clearviews.info, on page 7, I have every state listed. Look for your state, click on your state. There might be 1 or 2 outlets there, support groups. And if you don't see it there, all you need to do is to go to Google search, put down Rehab Treatment Center, put down your state, put down your county and your city, and you'll find it that way. Look for a support group. Like I said, if it's severe enough, a treatment or rehab center, go to your AA, your local AA. There are many other outlets such as churches. There are Lions Club offers like an AA type of atmosphere. You have NA, you have my methods, which are pretty simple. My method is very simple, and that is from morning till night, I live for my recovery. You might ask, how's that possible, Ralph? I'll tell you how. Here it is right now, 5 in the morning today, and I'm already in front of this camera, but I've been up for 2 hours getting ready for this show, for the 12 signs of drug addiction that I got off the CDC. I had to prepare for the show. I have to do the video, which takes about an hour, and then I have to do all the 3 to 4 hours of editing, putting commercials in there, and getting it published. So from morning until late afternoon, this is how I deal with my recovery. This is how I deal with it. And then I answer emails, I answer texts, I get phone calls from people about drug addiction. Then I get tomorrow's show prepared. And then I continue, then I go to my websites, then I go and work on my social networks. So from morning until night, I live in my recovery. I live with my recovery. Now, how is that any different than AA? Because when you go to AA, it's for about an hour and a half a day, and then you're on your own. I'm not saying people that go to AA don't think about alcohol or drug addiction. I'm sure they do. But the difference is that I'm actively involved. I roll my sleeves first thing in the morning and dive into my recovery. Dive into helping you, my audience, no matter where you are. My biggest concern is to help 2 people with every single show. Selfishly, I'm number 1. And then I want to help you, wherever you're watching me. And if I can get more than 2 people, great. But my goal is 2 people. If I can just get 2 people, me and you, each and every day, to start thinking about your addiction, to start working on your addiction, to come up with an action plan on how to live with your addiction, my mission is accomplished. So now that you have an action plan, come up with a passion, something that you truly enjoy, and then somehow take that passion and connect it to drug addiction, connect it to alcohol addiction, and make that passion your goal to work with every day. It might be starting like a blog. It might be doing videos like I do. It might be writing poems. It might be painting pictures. But come up with a passion, connect the passion to your drug addiction recovery program, whether it's your own, AA, and combine those 2 together, and live, eat, and breathe your recovery. From morning until night, it should be right in here. Your past should be right in here, thinking about what you were and what you are today, what you don't want to be and what you are today, what you want to continue to be. And then work with that each and every day. But folks, it really comes down to you, and it comes down to your strong will, and it comes down to your desire to want to be a better person. It comes to, for a desire to live a longer life. And if you're the type of person that's going to sit there and say, Ralph, hey, sounds great. I'll think about it maybe tomorrow. Folks, I am here to let you know not all of us are guaranteed a tomorrow. So many times I sit on Facebook just going through whatever, and I see rest in peace from a friend that I went to high school with about a loved one or a husband or a wife. And I say to myself, now is the time where I'm in an age group where people are slowly but surely disappearing from this earth. But it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be as young as a teenager to 90. Drug addiction, alcohol addiction will kill you if you don't control it. If you don't learn to live with it, it can kill you by eating you up inside. It can kill you by letting you overdose. It can kill you by getting behind a wheel or using a mechanical equipment. It can kill you in so many ways. And the goal of addiction is to kill you, because the devil is behind there and he wants you to succumb to his game. Be stronger than the devil. With the power of God you can be. And let today be the first day where you start. Do not prolong till tomorrow, because I tell you, you might not have a good tomorrow. There are people right now, as I sit in front of this camera, somewhere in the world, probably somewhere in my community, taking their last breath, closing their eyes for their last time. Did those people have a chance for change? Did anyone say to them, now change? Because if they didn't have a chance for change, they will be remembered if they had alcohol issues, if they had drug issues. They will be remembered as such. They had those issues. But when you change and you live your life in a cleaner way and a addicted or alcohol and drug-free world, in your little world, your bubble, if you live that way, you'll be remembered as the person that had a tough life but turned their life around and changed to become sober. Let it be you. Appreciate the fact that God lets you live on this beautiful earth for another day. Every time you take a breath, every time you open and close your eyes, that's another chance for change. But sooner or later, change will not be allowed, because you won't be here. And just remember, big changes happen with small steps. Don't expect it to be from alcohol or alcoholism to no alcohol at all, and it's going to be just like doing it like this. It's small steps. From drug addiction to drug-free, small steps. Take those steps one by one, walk the walk, talk the talk, live the drug-free, live alcohol-free. I hope to God, folks, that each and every one truly listened to these 12 signs of drug addiction. Because if you do have changes in appearance, you do have loss of appetite, you have lack of personal hygiene, you have memory loss, you have loss of interest in social activities, you have financial requests, you have secretive behavior going on, you have change in social circles, you have change in personality, you have highs and lows, you have new health concerns, and you have paranoia. If you have 3 or 4 or more, you might have drug addiction. You might be addicted to either alcohol and or drugs. Make the changes. Make them today. You can reach me, text me 631-599-0218. You can call me 844-405-HELP. You can do that anytime you need to reach out to me. You can email me at Ralph, that's R-A-L-F, at Take Your Life Back Today Show. Either way, contact me if you need help. Folks, I hope to God everybody realizes that if you have a sober today, I guarantee you'll have a better tomorrow, because you'll wake up sober, and that gives you an automatic head start for for a better tomorrow. And if you start thinking positive in here, you'll see positive things happen in your life, and with positive things happening in your life, positive results come out of that. And remember that big changes all start with small steps. I hope to God each and every one of you folks has a terrific day, but more importantly, I hope to God you have a sober day. And always remember that I am here to help take your life back. All you have to do is reach out to me at 631-599-0218 or 844-405-HELP and let me help take your life back. May God bless you.